It's a beautiful bay to look at, but beyond looking at it, it needs help.
Some things that you can do to help the problem here, we've been talking about nitrogen pollution a lot, would be, one thing would be to cut your energy usage. When you go home, switch your light bulbs to some compact fluorescents, which use much less energy. That'll cut down on the atmospheric nitrogen that's falling into the bay and the rainwater. Also, ride your bike instead of driving. That way you can also reduce that type of pollution. And watch the types of lawn fertilizers that you use. You want the lawn fertilizers to have a high percentage of slow-release nitrogen. And that nitrogen stays in the lawn, it fertilizes the grass, and it doesn't leach into the groundwater. You want to watch your pet waste. Make sure that you clean up your pet waste and make sure that doesn't go in the drain. And in terms of non-source pollution, there's also things like rubbish and trash. So recycle, keep your trash in designated containers, and that'll be great steps towards reducing pollution.
Everybody has to get involved. Everybody that's got a lawn, everybody that has a garden, everybody that has a golf course or anything like that.
We're all members of the sort of the greater environment here, the ecosystem. So each individual is able to contribute to a larger solution and a greater solution by just taking small actions, like limiting the amount of pollution that comes out of your yard.
I use no chemicals. We live right on the bay, and this would not be the environment that you would want to put anything on the soil that would affect the ecosystem that is so delicate and fragile and so beautiful.
The best possible option is to plant native species which don't need any fertilizer, which should have grown here in the first place. Like, lawns do not belong in this environment. This is not a lawn kind of place.
Every area has their own natives that will survive in the particular conditions of the area. They didn't have fertilizer. They didn't have added water when it didn't rain. They are survivors. They've survived all this time, and they will continue to survive.
There's bayberry, there's a bunch of them. They're all there. They don't need any fertilizers, pesticides. They don't need a lot of watering. So it's good because we don't need to do all that.
The schools are working on rain gardens. The garden clubs are working on rain gardens. And the native plant societies, which are very active, are working on rain gardens. So we know it's a good thing, that it's something that is definitely going to help.
You know, I think that native plant approach, and I've recommended this to Save Barnegat Bay, as being one of the philosophies that we should start to weave into the communities.
It's a complex problem. It took a long time to develop. It's going to take a while to fix. But if we're all working together, we can do it.
It's going to take a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of public support. Right now, it's a stepchild. If you don't put money in the bay, you aren't going to get a return.
We're all doing this. It's not just a nuclear power plant. It's not just a chemical plant. It's not just a sewer. It's us. It's the people here. That's why I get excited about education, because that's what I do. And as an educator, I'm trying to get the young people to understand that. And young people are getting it.
Teaching the basic understanding of an ecosystem. We can do it with Cub Scouts. We can do it in kindergarten. In fact, that's some of the places where our time is best spent as professors.
The children just embrace this situation, and they are so knowledgeable.
Well, I hope to see more schools having native plants, so then the world would be a lot cleaner, the oceans, the lakes, the bays, and our world would be really healthy because of the native plants.
It's time to go to the younger people, because they are the ones that are listening. They know what has to be done.
Save Barnegat Bay, I think, is probably the most wonderful citizen activist organization in the whole state of New Jersey. Certainly it is in Ocean County. They have fought off the developers. They have developed in wonderful ways the Western Shore, keeping it natural. They have cleanups.
It took a lot of people to mess up this bay. It's going to take a lot of people helping it to get it better.
If everybody did something small, we'd all be a larger portion of the solution. And so everybody's individual actions are important to helping this ecosystem.
One person can really make a difference, because once they do one thing, everybody's going to start doing it.
We have to take responsibility ourselves and not leave it to the government to make laws for everything. Just do it.
I'm just one person. What could that mean? It means everything. It means every single individual has an ability to do what they need to do to make sure that it's a better planet.
Now there's a story that's told how the pirates of old had sailed into Barnegat Bay. And when old Captain Kidd, he sought a way to get rid of the gold he had hoarded away. So he took from his hold all the great chest of gold, and he buried them deep on the shore. And he went sailing away from his treasure bay to the old Spanish Main for more. And then they said, there's one spot that I know where I'm longing to go, one place where I'm aiming to stay, and whatever I do, I'll be pining for you. Oh, Barney, dear Barney, fair Barnegat Bay. Oh, was that more? Was that what? How could it be better than perfect?